boys, they're men, losing their father, hard. Because they've not just lost a father, they've lost a friend, they've lost a mentor, they've lost somebody that was a protector. And it's, from that point of view, I find it, it's a sad time, although we do know where he is, and we rejoice with that. We have peace of God in our hearts. I thank God for the peace of God that surpasses all understanding to get us through these times. I'll just tell you a little bit about Dennis and I growing up. Dennis, as I saw him, his main teaching, or his main gift to the body was as a teacher. He knew that Bible inside, outside, upside, downside. He knew how to correct things. He knew math upside, downside, every way you want to name it, he knew it. And he taught me, he took on the role of being the protector, my protector as a child at 6 years old. It was a tough moment for him, or time for him, those years of, now he was the head of the household, or the man of the household was really what was put. And I'll just share some of the things that Dennis taught me. He taught me how to ride a bike. He took me to an auction, a police auction in Edmonton, and bought my first bike for me. Dennis taught me how to skate. I remember roughly I was about 5 years old, and took me to where they had flooded a rink, and he taught me how to skate. And I went on to play hockey. I don't know how much hockey Dennis played, but I went on to play in the leagues. He taught me how to make bonfires properly. He taught me how to test the ice on the Saskatchewan River before we crossed it in the wintertime. He would be one of the forefront ones out there testing the ice for the thickness, and then it would say, okay, it's safe to cross, and we would cross every winter to the other side, which was Capilano Heights, and that was a farm at that time. There wasn't housing there at all, and we liked big bonfires over there. He taught me how to fish. I remember when he got his first car, and it had vinyl seats, and we went out the night before and we slept in that car. We didn't hardly sleep because it was cold, real cold. You could see your breath in the morning, but we had to get up early and go out fishing. He taught me how to tie the lines, he taught me how to cast, he taught me how to troll, he taught me how to bring in the fish and how to clean the fish. And he taught me how to cook the fish. He taught me how to jump trains. He would take us out, I think it was in northeast Edmonton, past Beverly, past where all the train tracks ran through there. And we would jump on a train and ride it for a while, and then jump off and wait for another one to come the other way and jump on it. He taught me how to walk across the train bridge in Beverly, and then how to hang on to the girders when the train came along. He taught me how to bring eggs down out of a tree. He had a great egg collection that I was able to take in grade 7 and show the class. He had every species of local eggs in that collection, and he'd bring it down in his mouth. And he taught me how to do it, and he said, you just have to watch for the branches coming down when you had a big egg in. He took me out to the farms in northeast Edmonton to do berry picking as a child, and we earned, I forget, it was like 5 cents an hour or something like that, or so much a basket. It was a lot of money back then, but it was something. I had no one else to take me out to those places as a child. And that's some of the places. He set up on our street, in the wintertime we played outdoor shinny with a ball in hockey, and we would play until all the mothers were calling us in for supper. And then we'd be out after supper, playing again. He taught me how to use a magnifying glass to burn our initials into everything we could. Took me to the first drive-in movie, Belmont Theater, on our bicycles. We sat down in the front rows. Taught me to play football a bit, baseball, how to hit a bat right, catch. He was my protector. When I got beat up, the guy who beat me up got beat up. Dennis was there to protect me. He helped Mom in the garden, putting the garden in. I remember that. I was too small at the time, and he would be doing the spading and turning it over. And until we were 9 years old, we had an outhouse. I don't know how many grew up with an outhouse. If you live in the country, you grew up with an outhouse. Young kids don't really know what it is until they go in the country, but we had an outhouse. And it was Dennis's job to dig the next hole. And he did that. As years went on, I left Edmonton. I married soon after I hit Vancouver. I didn't want to be alone. That wasn't the reason I got married. I met Sharon, my wife. It'll be 40 years for us this October, and you can wave, dear. We have 4 daughters, 12 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. And Dennis has affected our life all the way through. When I married Sharon, she was a hippie. She didn't really know the Lord in a real personal way, and I was not walking in fellowship. Dennis was over in North Vancouver, where we lived, and had a milk run. And he just happened to always stop by and give Sharon a book or some answer to what she was now starting to search. She was searching into I Ching, into other different things, trying to find the love of God and not realizing what she was searching for. And Dennis came at the appropriate time with the appropriate answer and the appropriate book for her. And the one book he gave her, Halley's Handbook on Archaeological Finds. And with that, Sharon started her search into the Bible and found out that the Bible was for real. And from there she accepted the Lord, she started walking with the Lord, and it changed my life because I saw the love develop in her, and I saw that love being radiated towards me. That's fruit that goes on, of which your dad laid in our lives. He helped our daughters, our older daughters, with their math. When they were struggling in math, he would be there at this right time to help them. There's so much fruit across the nations even that Dennis has laid out there that will continue to bear fruit. And the wonderful thing about fruit is that it takes one seed to develop many seeds. If you open an orange, you just don't find an orange with one seed in it. It has many seeds. And if you plant the one seed, you get a tree full of oranges with many seeds. And that's what happens when you share love, the love of God with others. And that was Dennis's purpose, was to get the gospel out. He wanted to get the truth out. He didn't want to just get a religion out. He hated religion. He basically taught me to hate religion. Religion kills, but the gospel, the truth, sets man free. And it set us free, it set our lives free, it set, for Sharon and I, it's been wonderful walking and knowing the grace of God. I'll just share it with you fellow